So last week I went to the fish store and I brought home 9 fish. And then the next day I went back and brought home another fish. So last week I brought home a total of 10 new fish. I'm very excited about these new fish and I wanted to show you guys all what I brought home. Let's start off with Flame here in this 5.5 gallon aquarium. He is a red veil tail. Absolutely gorgeous. I feel like this tank complements his colors very well. And the Hygrolite really helps bring out the red in him. It's just gorgeous. I love him in this aquarium. I think, once that crypt here in this corner fills in and some of those stem plants fill in, it's just going to be beautiful. I love this 5.5 gallon aquascape. I had considered putting a pea puffer in here, but as cool as pea puffers are, betta fish are my favorite fish, and this is an appropriate size tank for a betta fish with heavier fins. Right now, Flame's fins are not as heavy. As you can see, they slow him down when he swims, but he's still very active. As he gets a little bit older, they will grow a lot longer. Like, give him a few months and they'll probably be quite a bit longer than they are. Veil tails just have such gorgeous long fins. They are one of my favorite types of betta fish. I love a good veil tail. They're also the most basic type of betta fish, but oh well, they're beautiful. But yeah, I named him Flame because he just looks like a little flame flitting around the tank. And in this 20 gallon long tank, sorry the reflection is a little bit bad, I have Ember tetras. There are 6 of them in here. There's 3 right here. They were schooling when I first added them, but I don't know, I guess they feel comfortable enough that they're not schooling, even though Finnegan loves to chase them around as a pastime. But I feel like this tank really complements their colors, and I feel like they just make the tank look even more natural. I know you cannot see them super well, and I do want to add more. I added 6 to begin with. I want to have like a school of like 12 or 18 in here, but you cannot add 12 or 18 fish to a tank all at once, not a 20 gallon anyway. So probably next month I'll add another 6 more, and maybe the month after that I'll add 6 more as well. And then I will be done adding the Ember tetras. I've never had Ember tetras before, so this is my first time having them. I've had tetras though, and tetras are very hardy. They do very well for me, and I'm quite excited to have them. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I'm a little bit sad that they're not all schooling in the front of the tank for this video. And I didn't really get very good footage of them schooling the day I brought them home because, once again, there's just a lot of reflection on this particular tank in the fish room, I feel like. You can sort of see them in the back, though, and they are pretty. And I think once I have a group of, 12 to 18, maybe they'll school a lot better. And if they don't, at least you'll be able to see a lot more at any given time. This right here is the chunkiest one. I'm guessing she's a female with eggs. Beautiful. Look at that coloring. It's just so pretty. Sorry, this light is just not doing us any favors, huh? There we go. You can see her better there. Absolutely stunning. I love these Ember tetras. I'd considered putting guppies in here because I love keeping guppies, but tetras are a much more peaceful fish to keep with a male betta, and I do not regret putting the Ember tetras in here. They're absolutely beautiful. And now to show you the coolest find of last week. Look at this chunk. This is a female betta fish. She is a giant female, and she's absolutely massive. Sorry, the lighting on her is just kind of bright. She's yellow. She's huge. She's like one of my largest betta fish. I was telling you guys I didn't know if Kai, my betta fish, was a giant or not. He's not. She's like the same size as him, and she's a female. She is in this 20 gallon aquarium. Let me pull back for scale. She absolutely pops in it because she's a lighter color. The tank is kind of dark. It's not super well lit. So she looks beautiful in here. But look how big she looks in a 20 gallon aquarium. She's a female betta fish. I am just in love with her. And I named her Miss Sunshine because she just looks like a little ray of sunshine. She doesn't really act like a ray of sunshine. She's kind of a grouch. She comes up and flares at me, and she flares at the endlers in the tank. And that was another fish that I bought last week. Let's see if we can find them in here. Sorry, this glare is so bad. I brought home 2 female endlers. I had one lone male endler in here. Oh, he's right here. And so I brought 2 females home for him, which you can't see him very well right here. He's like yellow and purple, but you can't see super good in this, like with where he's at. Which he's acting kind of sick. He was acting just fine yesterday, so I don't know, hopefully he's fine. But there's 2 females in here. Oh, I just seen one. She's behind this leaf. There she is. There's 2 in here, unless one just recently died. Hopefully not. But I added 2 female endlers in her. So this will just, have a female betta fish and hopefully some endler fry in the near future. Probably in a month or so. But she is my favorite. She's the favorite fish that I bought last week. And she's not my favorite fish in my fish room. Kai is still my favorite fish in the fish room, but she's like the same size of him and she's massive. I'm typically not, see, she just chased the endler away. She's kind of a bully. I'm typically not a fan of the yellow betta fish, but I feel like her coloring is perfect for this tank with the black background, and she was just massive. I have never seen a female betta fish this size. Someone on Instagram commented she looks like a goldfish and a betta cross, and I could not agree more. That golden hue and then her size. Honestly, she's bigger than baby goldfish I've had in the past, so. But yeah, overall, I think Miss Sunshine is a pretty cool betta fish. Sorry, this lighting, it's afternoon and the lighting is not the greatest. I think she's absolutely beautiful. And then moving on, the next day I went and bought this little guy. He does not have a name. I posted a photo of him on Instagram, or multiple photos, and said whichever name in the comment section got the most likes, that would be his name. And so I'm going to let it go for a few more days before seeing which one got the most votes. Right now there's a tie between, Fiji and Lucky, I think. I think there's a tie between those 2. But he's been at the fish store for quite a while, and my fish store keeps their betta fish in like filtered 5-gallon tanks, so he was by no means suffering, but I just felt bad seeing him in the tank just waiting for someone to bring him home. He's been in there for I don't know how long. It was a while, probably like 1 to 2 months at least, and every time I'd go in there he would just be sitting in there waiting for someone to buy him. And so when I went back the next day, because I was just hanging out there while our house was being shown, when I went back and he was still there, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna bring you home. He's in this 10-gallon aquarium. I didn't really have a tank set up for him other than my quarantine tank. This is my new quarantine tank. It has a little sponge filter, a heater there in the back. And then this is just kind of like a ball of moss. I had some moss growing in my 40-gallon tank that was getting a little out of control, so I just clipped it, and then I just kind of rolled it up into a ball and threw it in here. And I have a little bit of dwarf sage here. The idea was to not have a bunch of plants in the substrate. This is not a dirty tank, simply because when I add fish in here for quarantine, they'd be in here for about a month and then I would need to net them out. So I wanted to be able to pull the plants out without disturbing the root system. So I put some crypts here in these terracotta pots. This stem plant up here, I just threw it in without placing it into the soil, because as you can see, it does grow well. Like, it doesn't have to be rooted into soil to grow well. And in these terracotta pots, I filled them up most of the way with aqua soil, and then I just capped that off with some sand. So yeah, overall, a very simple quarantine tank. But this little guy's pretty cute. I'm not normally a fan of mustard gas betta fish, but he is a veil tail, and no one was buying him. And I was like, you know, I do have an empty 10-gallon aquarium. Why don't I just bring him home and give him a good home, give him a forever home. If you have an opinion on what you think his name should be, comment that down in the comment section. Maybe I'll just keep it going here on YouTube as well. Whichever name in the comment section gets the most likes across Instagram and YouTube will be his new name. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my new fish. I certainly enjoyed picking them out and adding them to their tanks. And thank you guys so much for watching this video to the end. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I post fish related content on a regular basis.